Please like, comment, and subscribe.
You know, as I said before, the amount of energy humans use to fight their own growth and healing is staggering because it's almost exclusively what humans do. Whenever we fight, we're fighting our own growth. Whenever we defend ourselves, we're defending ourselves to avoid healing and change and things to get better. We just don't understand it, but it's what we're doing. All life ever wants, and wanting is not really the right word, but because life simply is. But if you can bear with me, what it wants, the intention, is only to promote the maximum amount of growth and healing and love in you. That's all. It's all that ever happens. It's the only thing that life ever offers you. Ever. And then, because we don't understand it, because we're not in the big picture, we can't see it. So we fight because we think that our way will work better. Never does. Our way will always reflect our karma, our patterns, because that's what we're drawn to, because that is repetition, that is safe. That's something we can identify. Remember that our thoughts come from reaction. Reaction, repetition, and it feels right. So, learning to surrender to life. And try to look at life as a guided tour, because that's what it can be. You are not qualified to make decisions. When you think of it, how could you be? Everything that's going on inside of you is just karma, resistance, arguments, justification, and all that suffering, all of that. And that makes you qualified to make intelligent decisions on growth. We realize this over time. And we're learned to surrender to life. And we're learned to kind of trust and go where life shows us. No matter what it is, we don't have to understand it. Because we realize that we can't understand. Our perspective is too small. We're too much in our own discussions about everything. We can't see the big picture, therefore we can't see the path. Life is the big picture. Life is the path. So it already knows. And all it is trying to do is to show us how we can grow more efficiently with less suffering, with less resistance. And then we fight it. So we learn to fight less, and at some point we stop completely. We leave conflict behind because we fully understand that it's not working. I'm fighting against my own growth, and yet I claim that I want to grow. So to accelerate your karmic process, fight less, discuss less, justify less. Don't expect of yourself that you can grow out, of conflict like that. But as with all growth process, whenever we move in a healthy direction, it doesn't matter how small the step is. It's a step in a healthy direction. So if you're able to fight less, to be in less conflict with the world and yourself, that will open you up And you will be able to receive more, because when you are at war with yourself, how can life possibly reach you? As we talked about last time, truth is the most quiet voice, because it doesn't have to scream. It doesn't have to yell. The ego always wants life to give us these religious experiences, like, when the sky breaks open and the voice of God comes through and tell you to eat less chocolate. But it's not what life does. Because our problems are so big and universally important that we think that life should at least, do it that way. But as I've explained, truth does not really express, it simply is. The louder it is, the further away from truth it is. And so are we. The louder we are, the further away from truth we find ourselves. This is why we need to listen. We need to listen and be quiet. So being truly quiet is letting go of conflict. And then we will hear the sacred whispering. Life always whispers. And also when I and, other individuals in spiritual service assist, often we get the questions, why can't we be clearer? And people ask, why can't I just show them directly and, make them do it? And the answer, it's not what it's about. It's not about making you do anything, because that does not change it. It's about you changing. And your actions will simply be an expression of the level of consciousness you are in. So it's about changing your consciousness. So we will give hints, we will give nudges, we will whisper. And unless you are in a place where you're able to listen and where you kind of seek that whisper, you're not ready.